Thank you so much, Ramesh, for having me here today. It just feels so good standing here today. And I was so chilled for this talk today. I was like, it's okay to fail. Doesn't matter if I don't even, deliver a good speech today. So, my journey as an activist started because I failed. I failed to save a life. My first puppy was an abandoned puppy lying on the street. I was all of 13 years old, and I went to my dad one day and I told him that I want a puppy. And he told me that I was very young for the responsibility. However, a few days later, I was walking down the street and I found a little puppy lying there. I inquired around and a shopkeeper nearby told me that somebody came in car, threw him off, and they never returned back. This little thing was lying there for good 1 week without food or water or protection. I mean, why would you do that to a defenseless puppy who would feel pain just as you and I? But in the very moment I was happy that I found a dog. I always wanted one. So I picked him and took him home. And this guy from the start was a little dull. And in 2 days he completely stopped eating. So I rushed him to a vet and the doctor told me that he has something wrong and it should be strong. We came back home. The next morning I woke up around 4 a.m. feeling uneasy. I called him out and he didn't respond. Later, I realized that he was no more, and my father told me that he was suffering from an infection called bacteria and was in the last stages where nothing much could have been done. So this, incident really triggered me. I was this heartbroken teenage dad who had so many questions on why his first child had to die as if his life was never important. So I started researching more and more, and I figured out that every year over 52 million animals are killed for food. Another 40 million animals are hunted down for fun. Another 30 million animals are just give up their life in laboratories for experimentation. Another 22 million animals are killed just for the fur. Another 4 to 5 million animals die because they are abandoned. These numbers shook me, and I knew that I wanted to do something. So I started volunteering for different organizations in Hyderabad, and I very soon realized that there was no organization in Hyderabad working for rehabilitation of abandoned animals. And that led to the formation of my organization. I was 16 years old and I rented a small place near my home and started running a shelter for abandoned and abused animals. So the first year was very difficult. The shelter used to be running, I used to run the shelter with all of my pocket money. No cleaner, no watchman. I used to go down every day, clean everything, run around for rescues. So it was a very hard 1 year, but then soon people recognized my efforts, and the next year we were well sustainable and the pattern of running started and it was good. I then happened to join my engineering college, and the first year I could only describe as the scariest month of my life. I was feeling terrible at studies because I used to come back home around 6 in the evening and then run to the shelter was not running in its full swing. So I was given these hard tries at life where I am failing at both of the things, and it was this choice that I either have to choose my studies or give up on my passion, and I swear I didn't want to give up on both. So this failure, at times when you fail, they give you such brilliant ideas. So I had this idea of opening a shelter inside my college. So with this idea, I went to my chairman and I didn't ask him for a piece of land or one-time donation. I made him understand that he was in a place where he was capable to help somebody in need. Activating the sense of activism can do wonders. So he was kind enough to give me a space, and he correlated with the thing that I was doing, and he was empathetic towards animals. So he gave me a space inside the college campus, and I made my college the world's first animal-friendly education institute, where students now take care of rescued animals. The animals are allowed to come in college buses, and this shelter have impacted the lives of the students in such amazing ways. A study conducted by Times of India, a lot of students told that they felt so empowered for the first time in their life that they felt that their existence mattered. A lot of students were doing better at their academics because they had the free time with animals. And a lot of students wanted to raise their voice for different causes they believe in. So that led to formation of a social entrepreneurship cell in my college, wherein now we train over 25 to 26 young people who feel for different causes, and we help them come up with their ventures or help them support join different organizations. And it's been like 6 months now that I graduated, So now this year, my college will be providing a scholarship to an animal rights activist and a free engineering seat who will now look after the shelter that exists. But then with the growing rate of people raping animals, killing animals, and whatnot, it made me realize that there's just so much more to do. So I mean, realizing this, and this strong studies that shows that people who abuse animals are 5 times more likely to commit violent crimes. 98% of rapists and murderers confirm that they have started their journey by abusing animals. 89% of homes with child abuse were being investigated. The pet animal of their home were being abused too. 40% of students who carried out school massacres found out that they were animal abusers too. So it's a very strong link between people who abuse animals and are left unpunished, they keep on continuing the crimes. And it's a chain reaction. So hurting an animal is hurting us all as a society. So that made me realize that there's something more I have to do. So that led to the formation of Telangana's first animal sanctuary and awareness center. We recently inaugurated it in December. And now we're also coming up with an intensive care unit, one of its kind in the country for the injured animals. And in this journey of 9 years, we were able to, successfully rescue and have rehabilitated over 3,800 plus animals. And each of these rescued animals have a family and a home now. But then, the biggest mistake I feel in my life, the biggest failure of my life, I feel, was when I was thinking my failure as my success. Let me tell you how. So the number that I tell people, and the world applauded that I saved so many thousands of animals, that I saved 3,800 plus of them, and rehabilitated them. So this was like a success thing that I used to think. But then I soon realized that I'm failing. As the number grows, I'm failing more. As the root cause is not being, is not being treated, where the number of animals being abandoned is still increasing. That made me realize that making people aware is so important. Direct service can do good, but then looking at the bigger picture, when you want to solve a problem, you target the root cause. So that's where the behavior change comes in. So now that made us modify our goals to different things. Now our organization not only work only for the rescues, but we also now work on animal law advocacy and a lot of awareness programs. So under that, what we're trying to do is now microchip all the animals in Telangana, all the pet animals in Telangana. So this will be an injectable microchip, and the data of the owners will be registered to the microchip. So whenever you scan an abandoned pet, you know whom the pet belongs to. So we're also working hand in hand with the government now to make it a strict law and make sure that everybody who buys a dog or who adopts a dog have a microchip pet. That's what we're doing. And also the awareness program, we're introducing dogs. Now we're not only helping dogs, but we're looking forward to help human beings through dogs. So we are looking forward to do a lot of school programs with our therapy dogs. We're also coming up with a lot of programs where we have therapists, psychologists at our sanctuary. We're inviting people who are dealing with depression, anxiety, and they can foster our therapy dogs for 2-3 days to go through their times. And then we're also introducing animals in jail systems, wherein the jail inmates can keep animals for 2-3 days so that they have something to hold on through their journeys and be empathetic. A lot of such programs that we're running with orphanages. We're introducing specially abled dogs with specially abled kids so that they can correlate and these kids can learn how beautifully these dogs can be happy in the time. So yeah, that's what we doing. So I feel I'll get constant failure till my sanctuaries and shelters will be running in full swing. I think the real success for me would be when all of my sanctuaries are closed down and we're not running in full swing, and animal cruelty becomes a myth. So failure comes disguised at times also. So it's very important that you're very clear in the pictures. Embrace. So yeah, failure is a thing which helps us grow and makes us understand it's important to acknowledge them. So let's embrace them. Thank you so much.